Okay, here we are at 9950 Dayton Farmersville Road in Jefferson Township, Ohio. This is the Jefferson Township School District. And as you can see, very rural setting. This is coming out to be, let's see, I'm trying to look up the details. So this is a 4-bedroom, 1 full bath, 1900 build, so over 100 years old, 122 years old. And so the acreage on this is almost 11 acres. So I'll try to get through the exterior video fairly quickly, just to kind of get through while we have some daylight out here. But as you can see, nice little awning carport area right here that they're housing their trailer. And overall, you know, it's basically in some TLC type of shape, so it needs some TLC. But 10 acres to 11 acres is very awesome. There's a silo right there. It looks like it's older. I don't know if it actually can be used or not. Looks like it needs a little bit of repair at the top of it. But as you can see right here, the windows are flaking off of paint, and that is I believe the asbestos tiles on the shingles on the exterior, asbestos shingles on the exterior. So that's that kind of, I think it's that fiber concrete, but has asbestos in it, I believe. So that's something to look out for. So one thing that kind of pops out is, so you can kind of see this is a stone foundation. So you see some of the parging kind of stuck in between the stones. So you have a stone here, stone there, and then they fill the gaps with basically concrete all the way through. And some is flaking off. You can kind of see some of it on the ground here. But that's very normal for this type of home. Can see some of the paint flaking off up there. So if it was me, I would probably consider getting it vinyl wrapped or tin wrapped. That is a new roof on that carport, which pretty much looked very new. The foundation is definitely in need of some help here. Now that does not mean it's structurally unsound. It just means that you might have some moisture intrusion into what I'm guessing is a cellar. So this is I think the back porch, and as you can see, it's not even really usable. So especially right here, I don't even want to kind of go in there because it's probably unsafe to stand on. But the concrete right here is new. So this is actually all right around here is all new. So that's kind of neat. So they did some updating. There's an owl. Say hello to the owl. That's basically scaring off birds, scaring off little critters, hopefully from going in these windows and getting into the basement and making a home probably. So here is the chimney stack. It looks like it has been repaired over the years. And overall, looks like there is some flaking off, you know, so these areas right here need to be filled in. And it looked like at one point it was. It does not look like it's, I'd say, critical at this point. But overall, actually looks like a decent chimney stack. It probably should be pointed up with mortar, but overall it looks pretty good. And so just kind of doing a pan around here. So obviously all the trim pretty much needs to be redone. Concrete on this side of the porch looks okay. And that's, you know, a house that's older like this, you have to assume basically that it's going to have lead paint. You know, so I'm sure you're going to see some asbestos on these tiles or these shingles, exterior shingles. And then you're going to have some lead-based paint over top of that. So you're probably going to have to just basically seal it all up pretty good. And no major issues that I see other than what I've already pointed out over here. This is a corner intersection right here. So it looks like it's fairly busy, but I mean, 10 acres is pretty good. 10 to 11 acres. So looks like, you know, you have some flashing coming out to divert water from getting into the windows. So it looks like at some point they might have had some moisture intrusion. They did so on here as well. So they put this little flap on the top of it and to hopefully tuck behind the tiles, and then divert the water out away from the windowsill. But it's probably not doing a great job because you're going to get some water coming down here. And the windows actually look fairly new, by the way. You have some cracking here. Let's see what else we can find. There's definitely some debris all over. Needs to be repainted. Even on the siding part, I would probably just put vinyl over it. At some point, at least consider that. This window doesn't even really have paint on it at all. Looks like it maybe is pretty faded, but it looks like it might have some primer on it. Probably had some sort of box right there that was pulled off over time. Not really sure what that is. And then you have a window there. Looks like maybe, so all the windows have pretty much screens that were pulled out. You have some wood rot right here. This is basically rotten, which is probably par for the course for this age. Okay, looks like that's actually open a little bit. So I'm gonna go actually out to the barn in this shed back here. Nice little picnic table right here. It looks pretty new. Looks like a composite plastic. Pretty nice. And you have a little shed right here. I'm just gonna poke in real quick and then go back to the big barn that's pretty dilapidated. Okay. That barn right there is pretty dilapidated. This one looks like it might be in okay shape. Oh, I guess I can't actually open this. Need a clicker, I guess. So I'm guessing this, well, let's see if this works. Okay, maybe not. All right, no worries. Let's poke in this one since I think this one's fairly okay. Nice lot. Try to pull up a little bit of a map while I'm walking over here. Oop, some mud. It's been raining quite a bit around here lately. And so that's something. So looks like there's a big barn here. Overall, looks okay in condition. It's being used. You have some RVs right here. Probably can't see much. It looks like this might actually be being used by chickens potentially. Oh yeah. So can't really see in there too well, but looks like chickens. All right, well, hard to really see how structurally sound this is because of the darkness, but it looks fairly sound from what I'm seeing. The doors look okay. They do have like little, I can't really see, but it has a little lock on it. Have some farm equipment So those are basically light. It's basically like a plastic roof, or I don't know what material it is. It's sort of like a fiber plastic roof, and it's providing some sunlight through there. And then you have looks like normal tin in the other cases, where it's darker. So it's made to be that way. It's not that that the roof has an issue or anything. It's made to be that way. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go over to that big barn over there, because it looks like it's in pretty poor condition. Lots of mud out here. Try to get over there fairly quick. But it looks like a lot of land to pretty much do whatever you want. It's pretty nice to see a good amount of land like this. And as I'm walking over, I'm trying to kind of get a gauge of the property. And so it looks like the property goes back quite a bit. So it ends where you see kind of this barn right here. So I'm walking the property. This barn is on this property, the 10 acres, and then it goes to where that barn is. It looks like behind that. So from this road to the barn, double that out, and then all the acreage over there that you can see right here as part of this 10 acres, 10 to 11 acres. And I believe where those trees are right out there is basically where the property line ends over there. So from those trees all the way to the road, the house is basically on the road, close to the road is what I'm kind of gathering. And let's see if that's correct. Actually, I'm on the wrong. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. So that house is on the road right there. This barn is not even a quarter of the way in, and the property line goes all the way out to those trees way out there, and then goes all the way back well past this barn here. And so this little barn and this house is kind of like a little square cut out, whereas the property is really like an L. So behind that barn, pretty deep beyond that, almost double from where you see that barn, double out is where the end of that property line is, and then it's double from that way out there, and it's probably where you see those trees all the way back. So good amount of space. And so we'll just go see if we can take a peek into this barn. It looks like it's pretty unusable, I would say. Oh, and you can kind of see there's you can see where this white fence stops right there. That's the end of that property line. And then so this property that I'm standing on actually goes from that fence out to those trees and well beyond there. So, you know, it kind of goes out and then over behind this property where you see the white picket fences there. So really huge amount of space. And so this just has seen better days for sure. Sorry, I'm a little out of breath. Haven't been doing PT in a while. It actually is being used though. You actually have hay bales. Oh wow, look at this. So this is what this pillar is sitting on. So if you could see this, there's nothing beyond this. So it looks like it might have slipped off. So I'm guessing that this pillar right here was actually up against this right here, and it just kind of slipped off and almost completely off. So I'm guessing this thing is not so structurally sound, although the other ones all look pretty good. and so do these over here. They look pretty good. And there is access to the road right there. Looks like these pillars are sitting okay on these concrete spindles that are drilled into the ground. So that basically, you probably can't see it. Yeah, a little spindle right there is popping out, and then there's a big pillar that's right on top of that. So honestly, the structure itself seems pretty solid. It's the exterior that does not look like it's at all in good shape. So the exterior siding is where the issue really looks like it is on this one. It's probably okay otherwise. I'd say I'd recommend getting a structural engineer out here if you're worried about it. But it looks like they are actually still using it for hay. And it's okay. So let's see if we can we still have a little bit of sunlight left. I'm going to kind of walk this property down past this area. So this is all, basically it looks like it's been still being used as farmland. This is all, well, this is all mud right here. I'm probably not going to go beyond, well, let's see. Yeah, it's like sinking down. So basically, I think this is actually still being used and maybe being leased out to a farmer of some sort. But you can kind of see the end of this white picket fence to those trees well beyond down there is where this property is. And so this where I'm working straight out to those trees, and then all the way down to those trees back there is where the property goes. So this big L around this white picket fence. So all right, that's it for the outside. I'm actually going to go inside while we have a little bit of daylight, and I'll see you there on the other side. All right, talk to you later. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. Howie with Home Experts Realty, Team Next, OhioNext.com. See you later.